Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. One more time, having a good time with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, answering all of your immigration questions, and of course, giving you answers for your concerns, for your issues regarding to immigration. And if you have any questions, just don't go just anywhere, or just don't go to talk to a neighbor or to a friend, because the person that you need to talk is someone who has a lot of experience, like the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has over 46 years of experience working in the immigration field. So let's welcome the attorney Margaret W. Wong. Good morning or good afternoon, Ms. Wong. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for having us today. Oh, well, the weather in Atlanta is a little warm. However, our weather right now is good. I know the weather in Ohio is slightly different to Georgia, but tomorrow you may have some snow. But let's talk about the weather that is, or should be, the same nationwide, which is immigration. What are the biggest news in immigration in this last 3 days or this week?
Right. So whenever we talk about immigration, there are really three issues we need to worry about. Number one, what are the changes of the law affecting the border and the inside people? Number two, what's going on with the people who has been here since the 70s, the 80s? Because remember, President Reagan started the whole Marriage Fraud Act and the IRCA. So Reagan started in 82, the amnestia, in exchange for employers can no longer hire people who have no work papers. And then President Clinton came in and made the drug charges 3 strikes you're one, and then started with the 245I. So each president some major changes. But since President Bush, there's really no major changes. So the second point we have to worry about is, what are we doing with people who has been in America for all those years? The children are over 21 and they're really awesome. Like yesterday, I met someone who has been here forever, since the 90s, and they're from Guatemala. If you remember, Guatemala went through a lot of dirty wars, the guerrillas, the CIA, the dirty money. So, but the child now goes to Caltech. Full ride. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. My kids didn't even go to Caltech, So, but what do we do with people like them who are now in the 40s and 50s and 60s? They pay tax return all those years. What are we going to do with the tax? They paid into it, but they couldn't take it out. Then the third issue, and probably one of the most important issue to the media, is what do we do with the Southern surge? All the people that's coming up through the border. And I want our listeners and the American public to know that the Southern surge is not just because of the Latino people coming up. Of course, you have to worry about the Brazilians, the Venezuelans, the Cubans are coming, the Haitians. It's just, these are all the Southern people. But more than that, the Indians are coming, the American, not so much as Singaporeans and the Chinese, because China is closing the country, but there's a lot of people coming because of the rumor that it's easier now to come if you come with your parents, if you come with your children. It's easier to come in because they don't separate families, they don't put children in jail. But on the other hand, though, this cannot go on. But these are all I think, the most important three issues facing America as of today.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this comment and this answer. And we have Monica, who's asking this next question. She wrote it in Spanish, but I'm going to translate into English and then back into Spanish. We have a process or a case for 10 years, and we would like to know if we can go on vacation to Hawaii.
I would not do vacation. What are you doing? You have no papers. You only have work permit. Absolutely not. Hawaii, U.S. Virgin Island, Puerto Rico, Alaska, they're very close to the border. And sometimes they have people on checkpoints, not so much in the last 2 or 3 years because America needs people to work. We have exactly the same case. The wife is from Puerto Rico, the husband is from Honduras. They have some sort of work visa pending. The wife brought the husband back to Puerto Rico to meet her family. When they're leaving Puerto Rico, he was stopped. Now he's in removal proceeding, and it's not fair because he is in proceed. I mean, he has work papers. Exactly your question. I do not recommend traveling to anywhere, Hawaii, Alaska.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Bueno, para traducirle la respuesta de la abogada, le hicimos su pregunta a Mónica y la abogada nos dice que no le recomienda viajar a lugares como Hawái, Puerto Rico o Alaska, porque si bien forman parte del territorio de los Estados Unidos, tiene que viajar por aguas internacionales o pasar por espacio aéreo internacional y muchas veces tienen checkpoints, tienen chequeos de inmigración al entrar a ese lugar del país o al regresar aquí al territorio de los Estados Unidos. Entonces no le recomienda a usted hacer este tipo de viajes si usted está especialmente en un proceso de remoción, un proceso de deportación, incluso si tiene un permiso de trabajo categoría C10, no le recomienda a la abogada que usted viaje a ninguna de estas localidades. Viaje dentro de los Estados Unidos, puede hacerlo, no tiene ningún problema, pero esas son islas vírgenes, son aguas internacionales o son espacios internacionales que tiene que atravesar y no quiere encontrarse con oficiales de inmigración al regresar a los Estados Unidos o al aterrizar en ese lugar. Nos contaba la abogada que tuvo un caso de una persona, la esposa era de Puerto Rico, el esposo era de Honduras, viajaron y en el checkpoint detuvieron al esposo y lo deportaron a Honduras por el hecho de que no tenía papeles aquí en los Estados Unidos. Entonces, no es necesario asumir ese riesgo si usted tiene otras partes donde pueda viajar. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer, and we are ready to keep answering questions. So the next one says, I came from the United States. I came to the United States 2 years ago, crossed the south border and presented to immigration. I was presenting in New Jersey and missed my queue. If I have a removal order, is there still something I can do?
Yes, absolutely, you can do this. There are different ways to reopen a removal order. New laws are also coming. There are 3 ways. Number 1, if you never got notice, you can reopen it in absentia removal order because you have no notice. Number 2 way is on merit. Maybe the judge did not give you advisement. Maybe you were in traffic, you were stuck, and the judge didn't wait for you. You also may want to get the FOIA to see why did you get notice, you didn't get notice, especially new immigrant. You only came 2 years ago. It could be whatever reason, your wife was sick, you were in emergency room, so you totally forgot or you couldn't go, but you called the court, you left a message, nobody responded. So these are all potential situations. But number 1, get the FOIA to see why you had the removal and when did you find out. Then number 2, think of the different things under the law that you could request a motion to reopen.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this information. And this person says that he lost all his paperwork.
Then do a FOIA to get it.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Okay, the next question says, hi, Mrs. Wong. Is it true that a new amnesty is coming and it's being discussed in the government?
It's not true at all. This is a rumor that's going on for like 30 years. No, absolutely not true.
Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget that the attorney Margaret W. Wong has been working on the immigration field for over 46 years. She has several attorneys working with her in the immigration office, and she has offices in 7 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Nashville, Cleveland, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, and New York. And if you want to talk to the attorneys in the law firm, you just need to call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. The next question, Ms. Wong, we have right here is, my fiance is overseas, and I want to bring her to the United States as soon as possible. Should we try to apply for a tourist visa first because the processing time is shorter?
That's a very good question. Depends on what country you are. In a lot of Latino countries, actually, President Biden did send out a memo about 1.5 months ago. He really have no power to order American embassy to open, but he did say American embassies need to open now after COVID to approve or deny or adjudicate non-immigrant visa cases. So I don't know what country you're from, but absolutely the way to do it is if they allow you to come on a tourist visa. But also you need to tell the truth. What's your purpose of your visit? If you say visiting a boyfriend, they'll absolutely deny. So you need a good reason to come to America to visit, especially from China, from India. Tourist visa becoming very, very difficult because the country is cracking down. Tourist visa is always faster than a fiancé visa. A fiancé visa is always faster than a marriage case. And fiancé visa sometimes is also tough because American embassy doesn't want to think that, since he did not come back or she did not come back to marry you, then maybe it's a fraud case, that you just want to bring your best friend, or you are gay, you want to bring a best friend's friend to come to America so they can be together.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. Don't forget that you can ask your questions, and the attorney Margaret W. Wong will be answering each one of them right now. And these questions are absolutely free. So please don't forget that you can call the phone number 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call. And the attorney Margaret W. Wong will be answering your questions. You can make an appointment in the next city that she will be traveling to. And of course, the attorney has a lot of experience working with many, many people across the country. She has worked even with the Ohio Supreme Court, which is a beautiful building. I was there, Ms. Wong, and the view is awesome. The building is beautiful, it's clean, it's clear, it's in a very good place. So I really love that building, and I am really proud that you had something to do with that construction there. And you said something that was important for the attorneys as well. Is it there? Am I right as well?
I was lucky because I was the former president of the Federal Bar Association when the building is being built and planned for construction. And so we have a lot of planners. The Bar Association, and also with my luck, I was the president that year. So we wanted an office that especially not-for-profit lawyers and lawyers like us could have a place to talk to our clients. It should be private. We got a room, even though there's no windows, but we got it. Normally in most courthouses, the government have their own meeting rooms. That, of course, the judges' rooms are gorgeous because they have the courthouse there. But normally the price are so high, real estate prices are so high, they don't give a lawyer's conference room. But we got one, so I'm sort of proud of that. So we sort of helped them plan it, because there's a lot of security issues. So the Federal Bar had a hand on it. I don't know if I have a hand on it, but the Federal Bar really did. And we had so much fun in those days because even the location, there were competing quotes, there were competing bidding. Now it's on Superior, but there was a serious bid on Chester and on St. Clair because the City Hall it's there, the Ohio Divorce Court is there. So Superior, 20 years ago, is very far away. I mean, sort of far away from downtown. It's closer to the river, closer to the flats, but it's beautiful. Mr. Juan Carlos is right. You see out there, it's all beautiful place. Yes.
I think it's an icon of the city right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's an icon of the city, and you have the office just 8 minutes away.
Yes.
Which is
our office very close.
Yeah,
yes.
it's very, very close. and you want an attorney that has an office really close to the immigration court. Trust me
Right.
that you need that. So if you need more information, just give us a call. The phone number 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, this next question says, hi, I obtained my conditional green card through marriage with my U.S. citizen spouse. Things are not working out now, and I want to get a divorce. If we get divorced, will I lose my green card?
Absolutely not. You should. I mean, I'm not recommending you get divorced. Love is not slavery. Love is not like, yes, 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 madam, so I can get my green card. So the day after you get the final divorce, if it's less than the 2 years that you got the conditional, one day after you should file the 751, show all the bona fideness there's a real marriage, but somehow love broke down. And you will not lose the green card. Right now, the 751 receipt notice is good for 48 months. You can use that receipt notice to travel, to get your driver's license. Actually, a driver's license, you should already have the permanent one, but most driver's license don't understand that. But it does not mean the end of your green card. And I think that may even make you and your spouse feel better, because I don't blame the US citizen spouses. Like anytime you're nice to them, they think, oh, you probably want my green card, you know? And some men and women, it's just tough like that. You probably, see your colleagues or friends now, they're jealous. Now they say, oh, he's using VPAC. I hear all sorts of stories about that. And if he or she knows that you may not need them, we all need each other, with green card, with money, with whatever. If they know you're not really using them for green card, maybe the relationship may even get better.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your answer. And just to everybody, for all of them to know that the attorney, Margaret W. Wong, is traveling across the country. She's going to the New York office. She's going to the Nashville office, Columbus office, Raleigh office, here in Atlanta as well. And you just need to give her a call. You call the office. They will let you know when she's going to be in your city. And just call. They will help you out to get an appointment with the attorney, and she will be able to help you with your immigration case. So the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, this next question is very interesting, and it says, hi, I am a commercial engineer. It is a career top in Chile. It overlooks businesses in the development and administration. Can an employer file H-1B
Yes.
for me this
Yes.
year?
Yes. If you have a good employer, as long as the wage is prevailing wage, you could also do part-time. You don't have to just work full-time. Absolutely, you can file it for you now. If that's a registration period, yes, it's still on. And then by April, you should file the H-1B if you got into the lottery. And make sure you do equivalency. The US equivalent is only about $80 or $100. Make sure you make your degree is the equivalent of the American bachelor, master, or PhD.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. So for this person, Nicolas, if you want to call the office, is the phone number 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call to talk to the attorney, Margaret W. Wong. Okay, so I don't know if we did this question already, Ms. Wong. I think we did not. I had my immigration interview, and the immigration officer said that everything looked good. But then he said that they will follow up with their decision. It has been weeks, and I have not heard back. Should I be worried?
Depends on what kind of interview. If this is your second marriage or her second marriage is a green card 45 interview, sometimes they may investigate, but investigation nowadays is going faster than years ago. There was a time that you wait 5 or 6 years, you wonder what's going on. So it depends, but sometimes they're just waiting for fingerprint clearance, the biometrics, so you should not worry. A few weeks in the eyes of immigration is nothing. So I won't be worried. It's only a few weeks.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And well, this next question says, my son filed for me 2 years ago. I just received a letter that says that I need to send the medical exams again, but my wife has not received that. What does this mean? Is her case behind, or we're in the
No,
same?
immigration is just not organized. I would immediately file your case. Don't wait for deadline because that's an RFP. You have a 90-day period. And if you're late, you have another 60 days because of COVID extension. I would not use it. Hurry up and go back to the same doctor. Sometimes, if they're nice, they may even give you a reduced rate because the medical is only good for so many months. And that's why sometimes even our clients are not happy with us because I always tell them, either we wait and don't file it, but now under Biden, we should file it. But then sometimes they still want new ones. Sometimes the one we send them is not good enough. The doctor forgot to sign. So things happen. Just do whatever they say. And the good news is if they do ask for medical, the chances of approving is very, very high.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And please, everybody who is joining us today, don't forget that you can send your questions. We are live right now with the attorney Margaret W. Wong. She's answering your questions. She's not charging anybody for these answers, and you can feel free just to ask your immigration question so that 46 years of experience that she has can help you solve your doubts or get you more clear um, panorama, or I forget the word, a more clear view about your situation related to immigration. So please send us your question, and the attorney Margaret W. Wong will be answering each one of them. Okay, the next question, Ms. Wong, is, I am a DACA recipient. Can I ever become a lawful permanent resident or become a citizen?
Right now, there's no such thing on the horizon because they stopped negotiating. Because anytime you talk about green card, you need both the House and the Senate, the Republicans and the Democrats to approve, and then the president signed the bill. In this case, they're not negotiating. I won't give up. If you came undocumented, you already have DACA, I advise you to get a parole. That means you leave the country and come back. So it became undocumented entry status with DACA, you have paroled in, so a legal entry. Anytime there's a new law, legal entry is always better than undocumented entry. For now, just sit tight and wait. I think everything will be fine. We are in America. We just have to have a trust, a basic trust. And I tell my children that because sometimes, as mothers, as parents, we work so hard that children think, oh, did my mom forget about me? And I always tell them you have the inherent trust that your mom's love is forever or your dad's love is forever. Same case. Have to have the inherent trust of the American immigration system. Somehow, somewhere, will do the right things for us DACA people. For now, do parole if you have never left the country and came undocumented. If you came documented, sit and wait. The 24 months, make sure you have no criminal record, you'll be fine. And have faith in that system. I really do have faith in our American immigration system. Even though I fight them and yell at them, they yell at me, but I believe in the system.
And this is just a personal question, Ms. Wong. Is Alejandro Mayorkas doing good?
Oh, excellent. Oh my gosh. He even came out. It's just like Pope Francis, right? Pope Francis say, who am I to judge? Mr. Mayorkas say, tell me what I could do. Because he's also stuck. Because President Biden wants to win a second election. So now they're talking about, Title 42, CBP 1. So they're doing anything to parole people in the 30,000 Venezuelans, Cubans, Haiti. So they're doing anything. They're not picking up people to deport. But sometimes if you have 10 criminal records, of course they have to deport. They couldn't let criminals stay here, terrorists stay here. I mean, absolutely, he's doing the right thing.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Yeah, some people are criticizing or saying many stuff, but one thing that I think a good asset or a good choice that they did, or a good decision, is about this humanitarian parole that many people are taking advantage of, because so many people were coming to the United States illegally with no plan. So they were going to the shelters, to the refuge, and then they were becoming a problem to this system. The detention centers were packed. There were no more shelters to give. They were putting people in hotels. And then, I don't know if it was President Biden or Mr. Alejandro Mayorkas, but they came with this awesome decision that if you want to bring someone from your country, and you are from one of these four, or four countries: Venezuela, Nicaragua, Cuba, Haiti, and Ukraine. Is five countries. I don't know if Afghanistan is there.
No, it's not there. Yeah.
Um, Now they say, okay, if you want to bring them, just show me that you are able to take care of them for this certain time. And then that stops a lot of people that shouldn't be traveling without a plan, with kids and everything. So I think it was a very, very good decision that they made to control this situation.
Thank you.
And that's good. Okay. What are my chances of winning my asylum if I pass my 1 year deadline?
Right now, actually, one of my partners was a former immigration judge. I have partners who went to become immigration judges. I have partners who didn't want that job anymore and come back to private practice. So it's sort of fun to hear his perspective. He's telling me that the 1 year is becoming more and more because America needs to find a way to deny cases, because right now the refugee number is declining. They're not approving. The most they'll approve is like maybe 10, 20,000. And Trump, I think it's like maybe 20 people. You know, the CAM program that President Obama started, Trump canceled, Biden came back, is again dead. So asylum 1 year is difficult, but you have to go see a doctor. You have to talk about trauma. You have to explain why you did not file within 1 year. In my days when I was a young lawyer, I just say, we don't know. I was not informed. I went to see a lawyer. You know, he never told me. That's sort of good enough. Now there's a lot. You have to somehow overcome 1 year. It's not that difficult to overcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And somebody here is saying Margaret is the best immigration attorney, is Raul Sanchez. So thank you so much, Raul, for this comment. And thank you, Ms. Wong, for everything you do to help your people and all the immigration um, branch of the law, which is very important here in this country. So our time is up for today, Ms. Wong. Is there any thought that you want to share before we dismiss today?
I just want everybody to not to be depressed over it. One of my best friends, her daughter have a full ride to Denison University, full ride, beautiful girl. I remember that girl when she was like 4 or 5 years old. She's a member of our church. Now she went through to a deep end. She spent 2 weeks in a hospital, and she's an American citizen. She's born here. So about 85-75% of American university kids, young people, teenagers are having emotional problems. So, but for immigrants like us, I always believe is we don't have the luxury to be sick. We don't have the luxury. And I know you need self-love. And I know maybe I'm wrong. Like Taylor Swift said, I am the problem. But I always tell people like us, don't. And I know it's hard, but you have to remember we came with nothing, right? And we are lucky, destination, fate, God, our parents let us go. I mean, I couldn't imagine letting my own children or even my nieces and nephews go somewhere, go back to China alone and let them, maybe get raped, maybe, but it's a way for them to get out of the country. So don't give up. Remember why we are here. Keep surviving. There are days that we get so depressed we couldn't get up of bed. just keep getting up. We are not the Americans that they're the luxury. They're born here. They don't have to go through what you and I go through. People like us, we cannot have DUI. We cannot drink when we drive. We have to be careful when we watch pornography. We have to be careful that we don't hit someone when in a bar fight, when people think, I'm just a silly Chinese or Latino person, but you cannot fight back. So don't fight back, all right? I mean, it is what it is, but just accept it and go on. And don't just forget why we are here.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your thoughts, and have a good lunch. Enjoy. I guess that that you have sometimes to get lunch, right?
Yes.
You never do. You never do. I know you.
Yeah.
But we hope that you can get some time for lunch today. And take care and see you next week.
Thank you, Mr. Juan Carlos.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ms. Wong, for your awesome time. And for everybody who has joined us today, don't forget that you can call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong, with over 46 years of experience in the immigration field, and she's ready to help you in your immigration case. 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, Attorney Margaret W. Wong.